name is Alyson Santoro. I'm a founder of Nereid Biomaterials. In Greek mythology, the Nereids were the protectors of the ocean, and we think are a great representative of our company. The blue economy, that is all the industries supported in and around the ocean, is reliant on plastics, and consumers and increasingly regulators are demanding alternatives. To address this, Nereid designs ocean degradable materials that fully degrade in seawater for the marine commercial sector. Why is now the right time for this opportunity? Well, there may be more plastic than fish in the ocean by the year 2050. Plastic enters the ocean at a staggering rate of almost 8 million tons a year. I'm an oceanographer, and I've spent over a year of my life at sea, and I've had a chance to see some of these impacts firsthand. While we hear a lot about single-use plastics like straws, the reality is that 75% of plastic in the open ocean is actually from marine industries like the fishing industry. And regulations are starting to catch up with this problem in the same way that they have for single-use plastics. We're starting to see this regionally. Here in Southern California, San Diego and Los Angeles counties have banned polystyrene in dock floats and buoys. This pile of plastic parts on the left from the eel fishery is an unfortunately common sight along the beaches of remote islands in the Pacific, including Hawaii. However, it's also a great example of the types of products we're able to replace with Nereid biomaterials. In this center picture, you can see an eel trap entrance on the left that's made with our biodegradable material. By working with widely available biopolymers called PHAs, we've been able to create products that can replace these forever plastics, which never actually go away, but just break into smaller and smaller pieces. And as we started to tackle this problem, we asked ourselves a pretty crazy question. What if plastic could eat itself? What if bacteria in the ocean that we know can break down these polymers could be encouraged to colonize plastic and eat the marine debris? Moreover, what if we could take some of these bacteria and incorporate them into objects at the time that they're made? What you're seeing here is just one of these bacteria that's writing out the letters of Nereid. As these bacteria grow and consume the plastic, they create a clearing, indicating that the plastic has been converted into harmless carbon dioxide and water. We're taking advantage of the power of these microbes in 3 different ways. We've created unique polymer formulations that help recruit naturally occurring marine bacteria. Some of these formulations can increase the degradation rate of plastic by up to 40%. We've also developed a way of incorporating heat-tolerant bacteria directly into thermoplastics as they're molded. Finally, we're incorporating enzymes into polymers. With these 3 methods, we can customize the degradation rate for products that have a range of service lives, from hours, like the instruments on this weather balloon, of which hundreds are deployed over the ocean every single day, to products that need to last in the ocean for years, like this fishing float. We imagine a time where every piece of plastic that's put into the ocean lasts no more than a year longer than its service life. The founders of Nereid are myself, a marine microbiologist, and Melissa Omand, an expert in ocean robotics and instruments. Together, we have over 40 years of experience in and around the ocean, and more importantly, experience working with people that work in and around the ocean. We're also backed by a team of scientists with expertise in synthetic biology and oceanography. We've participated in a 2-year accelerator program through the National Science Foundation, where we got to engage in user discovery. And through that work, we heard that plastic is really on the minds of people across a variety of marine industries. From an oyster farmer in California, we heard plastic haunts everyone that works in the ocean space. From a seaweed farmer in Maine, we heard people are paying attention to the ocean in a new way. Importantly, our customers are paying attention. What differentiates Nereid biomaterials from other companies that are producing biodegradable materials for marine use is that our materials can be directly used in current injection molding applications. Other companies that are producing biodegradable plastics, specifically this polymer PLA, which you may have encountered in cutlery and maybe at your favorite takeout restaurant, while that material is compostable, it doesn't actually degrade in the ocean. When those forks and knives make it to the ocean, they'll behave in the same way that conventional plastics will. As I mentioned earlier, at Nereid, we can customize the degradation rate for different applications. And importantly, we're leveraging our significant oceanography expertise and not relying on ASTM standards of marine degradability, which are actually very not representative of actual ocean conditions. Over the last 2 years, we've been engaged in research and development that have led to 2 provisional patent filings for the tunable polymer formations and our living materials technology. We won a Regional Innovation Award, and just last month, Nereid Biomaterials incorporated as a Delaware C corporation. We have about 18 months left of non-dilutive funding. And in that time, we're finalizing a collaborative research and development agreement with the Navy. There are actually some customers who want rapidly degrading materials for the ocean, not for environmental reasons, but for other reasons. And the Navy is one of those customers. By the end of the summer, we hope to have our prototype buoy in the hands of our commercial partners for testing. And by the end of the year, we'll be moving into our prototype facility into an incubator space to better separate our academic research from our commercialization activities. By the middle of next year, we'll have paying customers for our unique polymer formulations. In the longer term, our 5-year roadmap is to spend the next year in additional non-dilutive fundraising, such as the SBIR program, to continue our technology and prototype development. In the following year, I anticipate the founders, myself and Melissa, will leave or pause our tenure track positions to oversee the company full-time. In 2027, we anticipate we'd have our first capital raise for scaling our compounding facilities and the living material production. In 4 years' time, we'll have completed all the objectives of the collaborative research and development agreement with the Navy, freeing those technologies to also be commercialized. In 5 years, I anticipate it'll be time for the founders to step down from their executive roles to seed the company to people that have more expertise in growing a business of this size. Just to give you a few ideas of the size of the market of some of the things that I mentioned today, the global marine buoy market is about $830 million. Aquaculture and fishing buoys represent about $250 million of that. We think we could capture 20 to 30% of that market. The weather buoy or the weather balloon application I mentioned, those are called radiosondes. Radiosondes are about an $80 million market that's really dominated by just a few companies. We already have traction with one of those companies, so that's an exciting market for us. But more exciting is the larger market that this is part of, and that's the expendable sensing and tracking market, which in North America alone is about $1.8 billion. So my ask today, because we do have significant non-dilutive funding left, is not for money, but for your connections to help us build our advisory board. The time is right for us to formalize our advisory network. We're specifically looking for expertise in thermomolded plastics. We'd also really like to connect with another founder in the sustainable materials space. We know we're not the first ones to try and come up with biodegradable materials and that there are significant challenges associated with scaling some of these technologies. And finally, we see the marine device or the ocean Internet of Things or IoT space as an important market for us. And we'd love to connect with an expert there who could potentially open up their network to us as potential customers. Again, we're Nereid Biomaterials. We make biodegradable plastics for tomorrow's ocean. Thanks for your time.